Boom, 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 boom. What's up? Good morning, Steak. How we doing? What's that hat? Is that the Ducks hat?
Same Ducks hat.
Looking good, looking good, looking sharp. Mike sounds good too. Chad is not chatting today, but we have a nice little early crowd in here. Good morning, everybody. Shiver me booty. What does that say? Shiver me booty live on a Saturday. That's kind of funny. Shiver me booty. I don't think I've heard that before. Every now and then,
Darn kids.
Every now and then, Fat Girl says some funny shit. Chipper says, "Hate to say it, but Fade the Fan was 2-0 for the D-Gen boys." Let's put it this way, real quick, Steak.
Yeah.
Do you think it's fair to say that I hate saying it's due, but something can't work all the time? And I think for a 12-week or 12-game college football season, we've been really good with our teams.
Yeah, I just liked Tulane. Like it wasn't even me fading my team. I don't get. It's
actually,
like
wait, tap your mic.
Not going well. No,
I don't know. Chad, does he sound fine?
You do this to me a lot.
It's not doing it to you. It's the sound in the microphone. It's not personal.
It feels personal.
You sound much better now. Did you just
hold on? I mean, yeah, it says I'm doing good in here.
Okay, I'm sorry. Honestly, maybe it's my computer.
Yeah, or your hearing.
Dude, the old people jokes are catching up on me real fast. Okay, wait. So yeah, I like Tulane too, but go ahead. It's not that you didn't like. I kind of wanted to fade Florida.
Oh, I didn't want to fade Florida. I just wanted to bet Tulane, and I'm not like fading. Like the whole thing you gave about emotional hedge yesterday, I agreed with it 100%. But your team was playing in a playoff game.
Yeah,
my team was playing in the Gasparilla Bowl.
And perfectly said. That's why I wanted to fade Florida, and I was thinking like, yeah, it's nice for a team like Florida to overachieve. Well, not overachieve, but out. What's the outseed?
Perform
something expectations. Why am I drawing a blank?
Exceed expectations.
I was going to say outseed. Exceed expectations. And what do they have? A 4.5 win total? And they won 7 games.
Yeah, they won 8 games.
Well, yeah, right. So they were 7-5 in the year. The way they ended the year, and I'm just thinking to myself, I know they want to end on a high note. You don't want to lose to Tulane, but aren't you thinking about 2025?
Yes, absolutely.
So that is why I was okay with fading Florida. But to be fair, yeah, you weren't anti-Florida. You just like Tulane. I'll say this too. I'll make a little mini announcement. Just real quick though. Good morning, everybody. Morning, guys. Let's find some winners. What's up, Nasty Masty? Not shitting on you guys. Just had to mention it. Oh no, Chipper, it's all good. You don't have to put that disclaimer in there. We know.
There's one interesting thing to mention that I wish I factored in. It's going to sound stupid, but it's worth mentioning. So there's this kid, Dallas Wilson. He's a 5-star, and he committed to Oregon. And then he just asked out of his commitment to go to Florida. And he was at the game yesterday. And he's a big fucking deal. I think he's the number 1 wide receiver in the country. And so the Gators really wanted him. So maybe DJ Lagway tried to put on a show for him, even though those 2 picks he threw were fucking bad.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know that he put on much of a show, but
over 300 yards.
Yeah, that's true. I just think the team in general wanted to show up and beat Tulane in a fucking Gasparilla Bowl is something I was okay betting against in terms of bowl and motivation or whatnot. I was talking about this with Cam's Money yesterday. Good morning, Elite Gambino, Subbank, 28 months. I think we have to update the sub tracker. Is that 950 now? I'll wait for Aloha Bets or something.
He did it.
Real quick. What's that?
He updated it.
Oh, he did? All right, cool. W's. Real quick, though. Morning, guys. Nasty Masty sounds fine. DGen is elderly. Time for the best slate of year, boys. Let's go. Yep, definitely you're hearing. Hashtag merch. Thank you, Aloha. W's. By the way, yes, I'm rocking the crew neck today. Shout out to Logan. Logan, I believe, got his hoodie already in the mail. Sent me a picture of it on. He gave good feedback. Said it's fucking the material is great. I think you're gonna love it. Steak, I haven't given you yours yet. I think you're gonna like it.
I made a bad decision when you offered it to me from the car after the Magic game, and I didn't take it because I was going to the bar. I regret that.
Well, I know.
It's cold.
It's cold. It's cold. You can use a really good hoodie. I think you're going to really be pleased with how comfortable it is. That Tulane QB was insufferable, dude. Insufferable. So that's one thing I want to mention real quick. Current tally to shooters, 950. Gators ended the season on a high. Morning, fellas. What's up, Only Capper? Did I miss Indiana talk? No, not yet. Can't wait to see Dallas and Gainesville. Yep. Congrats on W last night from a sad Bama fan. Forensic. What's up, Forensic? Steak, I don't know if you're super familiar with Forensic because I know you're not like on Twitch or anything, but he's a big soccer Twitch streamer. He does a very, very good job. Good dude. Congrats on that. So you're a Bama fan. I didn't know that. Yeah, you can only be so sad. I mean, like,
I don't feel bad for you.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
Sorry. I don't feel that bad for you either. Okay, so wait, last thing on Tulane. I was talking to Cam's Money about this, and even some people comment, and you know what? I think it's a very fair thing to comment. Steak, you and I are I think it's a little bit easier when you're in your 20s and you're younger and you're following college football and all this shit is evolving and changing. You've got the 4-team playoff. Now you have a 12-team playoff, but even more so the transfer portal and NIL and everything. And it's like a challenge to a young person that they want to take on to follow all this. When you're like us and you're a little bit older, it's kind of like, whatever. It's just one more thing to add to your plate and that you don't really give too much of a fuck about. But I'll say this, I think it's a legitimate gripe, at least to an extent. Not, you can't blame us and like shit on us because we're not charging for picks. When we make a bet on Tulane, not knowing the quarterback situation, how do you feel about that?
I knew the quarterback situation. See, this is the thing. I'm still contrarian at heart, and I do like to bet teams that lose a lot of guys to the transfer portal and fade the ones that go in the bowl season hot. Like I've always done that. So this was a little bit of that. I didn't know how horrible this guy was. I took it more as a kid who was like, I think a 5-star recruit at one point.
Yeah.
Back up for Bo Nix at Oregon, having an audition against an SEC team to earn a spot next year. And I didn't think in my fucking wildest dreams he was going to be that bad.
Yeah. I guess that's real. I guess that's very
horrible.
Fair. So, okay. So that's a pretty good spin. So even if you were betting on Tulane, knowing the backup quarterback was playing, there's a reason for it. I just straight up admittedly had no idea. And I'm like, I get it. Like people are like, dude, how do you do that? You have a following, you put out a newsletter. How do you not know the quarterback situation? I'll tell you this. I'm only sorry to a certain extent. I'm going to pay a little bit more attention, but at the same time, and maybe this is a grumpy old man way to go about it, I'm betting less bowl games.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I'm telling you right now, I am paying attention and I'm still losing bowl game bets.
Okay. Well, that's fair too. Like I knew what we were doing with Cal. You made that clear.
Yeah.
That we were betting on their backup quarterback and whatnot. And I'm okay like buying a little bit of bad news, but that was an experience yesterday where I don't want to go through that again.
Yeah.
And that guy just flat out stinks, but like, I'm okay if a fucking, if a backup is playing against a starting quarterback, like I'm okay just sitting it out.
Yeah.
But anyways, again, I truly don't really regret Tulane. I like Tulane, especially losing to Army, and I was fading Florida. Now we'll talk a little bit about Indiana real quick, because I'm sure people want to get a recap, and then we'll get into the slate because it's glorious. I don't regret that bet at all. I was going to war with people pretty much all day. Can't believe you're fading your team, DGen, blah, blah, blah. You're soft. You're this, you're that. A fucking Four Horsemen podcast with like 8,000 followers retweeted me and was like, not a real Notre Dame fan. I'm like, God damn it. You got to be kidding me. These are the kinds of battles I have to fight on social media, which they responded. And they said they were like half joking because it's just part of what they do. But I'm telling you right now, if Notre Dame plays in a game, I don't care if it's in the regular season or in the playoff or the championship, they play in a game that I don't like their matchup. And I feel like I'm a sports bettor. I will bet against Notre Dame. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's always going to be at least a reasonable amount I'm okay with losing. I did not want to lose 5 or 10 units on Notre Dame winning that game. I was okay with 3. I think that is more than fair. Steak, are you still on my side?
I'm 100% on your side. I have a different opinion, obviously, because I'm not a Notre Dame fan. So my thing wasn't an emotional hedge. I liked Indiana. I'm going into this offseason with a much different opinion on Kirk Cignetti. I'll tell you that much. That was such a fucking awful coaching performance. It's almost insane how bad it was for a guy who talked all that shit. Bro, did you see him call the timeout on the fake field goal?
Of course I saw that. I couldn't believe it.
Marcus Freeman mentally abused Kirk yesterday. Abused. It was crazy. It felt like elderly abuse. It was the first time I ever seen Cignetti on the sideline. I'm like, that motherfucker looks old, because Marcus Freeman's making him look like an absolute idiot. And he was soft, dude, punting down 3 scores when you didn't even have time for. Bro, you're such a pussy. You talked all that shit. That was crazy. You talked all that shit and coach like that. I thought that was insane. Go ahead. No, I just don't know what to say. I'm shook by how bad. And Curtis Rourke, 0 dog, absolutely 0 dog.
Oh, okay. So you hand it off to me, hand the baton on to me, and I'll talk about Curtis Rourke for a second. But yeah, I mean, I was, it definitely, you look like a fucking idiot the day after. I would have never in a million years thought Kirk Cignetti would coach like such a bitch in that game. And I compared it to like a Ryan Day level of coaching in my tweet. I'm glad that you brought it up and you mentioned it, because you were the Indiana whisperer this year, and I loved everything about Kirk Cignetti, and that's why I was scared about the matchup and whatnot. Anyways, Curtis Rourke, from the first possession, you could tell this guy did not bring his A game. And honestly, I think I'm even wondering, like, does Curtis Rourke have an A game? I refuse to believe that he does not. I refuse to believe that he is not a competent quarterback that can play better than what I saw yesterday. That was pathetic. And I felt bad, because you could see in his eyes, this kid is not ready for this. He is shitting his pants on whether it's the football playoff stage, standalone game, fucking Notre Dame Stadium. He was shitting his pants. Steak, what I said in my video, and I don't know if this stood out to you, early in the game, I think on the first and second drive, they tried to throw some deep balls, which is exactly what USC did.
Yes, they caught this guy threw a back shoulder fade to Elijah Surratt, and he made an insane catch on the first drive. They were in the red zone. The very next play, Curtis Rourke throws one of the fucking most dog shit passes you've ever seen. Like, he just was not ready. He got put in a very good situation by his receiver on the first drive of the game to do something, and he was just rattled.
But that's okay. Like, that's receivers can make that play if you put the ball in the area. There were 3 plays Curtis Rourke threw the ball out of bounds. He couldn't even give the receiver a chance. You make those 50-50 plays, you put the ball in the area, the receiver can do something. That's what we saw Maeva do for USC. I couldn't believe this guy couldn't even throw a pass in the vicinity of the receiver and DB on the first and second drive of the game. And he had time. But also, I did say, like, I thought Indiana's defense was poorly coached. Look, I guess maybe I'm wrong. I'm not going to die on that hill. Maybe somebody said they have one of the best defensive coordinators in college football. I thought Notre Dame's offense did whatever they wanted against Indiana's defense. They didn't necessarily have many deep shots or big plays, but dude, there was always somebody open for Riley Leonard. And even when he was under pressure, he made like 4 or 5 like throws down to the tight end's feet while he was maybe about to get sacked, but there was always somebody there. I thought the DBs had terrible discipline. They took terrible angles. The safety on that 98-yard touchdown run, all you have to really do is get in the gap. The linebackers and the D line are filling everything. That safety took a terrible angle. I thought their tackling sucked. I was so shocked at the level of softness I saw from Indiana last night. And on the flip side, and then we can transition to the board, Steak, here's where I'm at. I'm trying to be a grounded Notre Dame fan. I think the team is just like, they looked cool, calm, collected, and poised. And like, they were definitely like the class organization up there. Whereas Indiana kind of looked like they didn't deserve to be up there. I'm happy in that sense, because every time Notre Dame gets to a playoff, and I know it's just round 1, but every time they get to a playoff, they look like, oh, there's Notre Dame again. They get their shit kicked in and they don't belong to be here. But I'm also a little bit nervous because Notre Dame still only scored 27 points. I feel like it should have been more.
Didn't need more, dude, because Curt Cignetti's so fucking soft that you didn't even ever have to worry. Notre Dame's offense would have performed better if it needed to. It just didn't need to. This fucking team kicked a field goal down 14-0 on the 16-yard line on 4th and 4 to make the game 14-3. This team ran the ball on 3rd and 11 and then punted. They were dog shit. And Notre Dame absolutely 100% looked like a team who every day leading up to the game believed they were better and then went out and was much, much better. It just is.
But does your impression of Notre Dame, does it get any better, worse, or stay the same after that win in terms of beating Georgia and potentially having a chance to win it all?
I respectfully disagree with.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
I think Notre Dame did what it needed to do. I think Indiana was a fucking embarrassing performance. And then the fact that they could move the ball in garbage time, they let it loose finally when the game was out of reach, honestly pisses me off more. I would be so pissed off if I was an Indiana fan by that performance. Not because you lost, but just because you were so pussy about it.
The Notre Dame offense had like punishing, demoralizing drives.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I loved it. I was loving it. I mean, I was just licking my chops because I love when you fucking do that to your opponent. And I mean, you're just suffocating them. You're giving them no chance. And you have a 2-touchdown lead. And I think I disagree with that as well. I couldn't believe the response by Indiana wasn't like, all right, let's fucking go. When they punted on that down 14-0 on the 60 or kicked the field goal, I was like, oh my God. Notre Dame is doing whatever they want. You're going to go down 21-3. I was shocked. But Riley Leonard made some smart plays. He made smart football. First throw of the game was interception, fluky play, bounce back great. And I thought Jeremiah Love looked good. Apparently he's got flu-like symptoms, so he didn't have to do too much. I will give Indiana's defense credit. When I looked at the box score, I realized a little bit more. They did hold Notre Dame's running backs to like 3 yards a carry. So that was good enough. But somebody was always open. And I thought the tackling was terrible.
Gave up a 98-yard run on
3 and 4 yard passes turned into 7 and 8 yard gains. And I think that's just shitty tackling. And I don't know. I wasn't impressed at all. But I'm content with the Notre Dame performance. I can't tell you that I'm necessarily going into this game with Georgia and feeling great. As of right now, is that where your money's going?
I have nothing on that. I don't think. I don't know yet. It's tough, man. That's going to be a really good game. I don't think I fear Notre Dame won't be as cool, calm, and collected in that game because Notre Dame's story is usually they get their shit rocked by an SEC team in games like this, and it's just a completely different situation. So I just gotta wait to see it. I actually think Notre Dame is the better team, but I don't know yet how I feel about that game.
How many subs to Chicago? SO Daddy. The sub tracker is on the bottom. Oh, sorry, I took it off. It's on the bottom, and we are. Oops. Wrong one. We are at 949 away. Joey Dumps with a sub bang. He said, I'm a large DGen. Can you bring me one for tomorrow? Shit. I don't have an extra one, Dumps. I'm going to have to just buy you one. Actually, I'll
buy Dumps one.
No, I was going to say buy one and I'll send you the money. Dumps is a good dude. I'm going to buy him one for Christmas or for Hanukkah. Is Dumps Jewish?
Dumps is Jewish.
Okay. Yeah, he's going to get one for Hanukkah. What are the Hanukkah dates, by the way?
It starts on Christmas this year, which is weird.
That is so weird. Doesn't it start early and end before?
It's different dates because the Jewish calendar is different, but it's usually never starting right on Christmas. That's very strange.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Without further ado, that's a little bit of a recap yesterday. We got to get into these games. We've got SMU, Penn State. Steak, we should start with college football first and then talk NFL. What do you think?
Well, I think you want to just go by time. So like the SMU Penn State game's at noon and then the NFL game's at 1.
Yep. Good call. Okay. So chat, lock in. Good morning. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. You guys are hold on one second. Okay, there we go. That's going to be an over nobody wants. I wonder which
Notre Dame, Georgia. Yeah, it's a good point.
Oh, Notre Dame is the better team. GA is the better coach. Yep. Sweat free, straight bet on CFB on the blue book for anyone who can use it, by the way. Oh, Herb Street called out Indiana. Good. They deserve it. I tried to call him out yesterday on Twitter. I was just like, this is a pathetic performance. Okay. We have got, let's see, I'd like to get a more accurate opener on this. So, I've got my under bet in, if you saw our newsletter, which thank God, Steak, we're getting our dick kicked in bowl games. So we made the decision to not have the bowl games count on our record. Also, it's just too much to keep up with that we're not very good at. Wow. Ty Thompson transfer, any big pickup. Shut the fuck up, Cam. When is college basketball? Ooh, I don't know.
We're not going to get there, but Ramble, I hope you tuned into Ramble. Are they still going? I know they're definitely doing all college basketball.
I don't know, but yes, if you are after college basketball, I don't know how to give somebody a shout out, but I would. Mods, do you guys know how to give a shout out? Give a shout out to Ramble so that if anybody wants to go there and tune into college basketball, they can do so. Okay, let's get into it. We've got SMU, Penn State, Steak. I'm looking at 8.5 opener, 8.5 pretty much everywhere, 9 on DraftKings. The total in this one, 52.5 down to 52. You and I are on the under. I like this play. I feel pretty good about it, but I don't know how you feel about a side. And I'm curious to hear what you think, and I'm curious to hear what other people think in the chat. Unrelated, DeRozan Masterclass today, if you dabble, hilarious. All the dogs on the spread. Yeah, somebody pointed it out. I didn't highlight it. Steak, did you highlight that 7-1 favorite note?
No.
Fuck, I guess I missed it. I thought it was from Jeff Matthews. Jeff Matthews, do you want to comment that again? Maybe I'm missing it. I thought he said, I think favorites in bowl season are 7-1 so far. I don't even know who the only dog is. Oh, the only dog is the one we got, West Virginia. Pretty lucky there. YouTube gang, what's up, Crutch? On SMU running back under 70.5 rushing after Oregon ran down Penn State. Thoughts? I have a player prop that I like, not in this one. The only guy I really know and love on in this game is Nick Singleton, and I took him against USC and he didn't hit, so I'm done with Singleton, although he ran really well against Oregon. And that fucking 44 guy on Penn State is awesome. Dallas Clark. That's not his name, but that's who he's like. Oh, never mind. Sam Houston. Jack State covered 2. Oop, gotcha. Yep, so maybe they're 7-2. Okay, Steak, where are we at with SMU Penn State?
I didn't know Jack State covered. Oh, Jack State covered. Yeah, they came back covered. Where am I at? Love the under. I like. Let's start here. After what we saw last night, doesn't this game have some pretty serious similarities? You got like one program that's rich in tradition, but kind of known for letting you down in the big moments or not finishing the job. And then you got another school that really has never been here and is just, in theory, excited to be here, maybe program building. And it feels kind of like the same exact situation, except I don't know if I have a good measure of how much dog SMU has. I know that sounds ridiculous, but for me, Indiana was out of that game from the beginning just simply by having 0 dog. And and I kind of want to say SMU has a little bit.
I think,
but I don't feel confident about a side. I know that's boring and lame, but I love the under. I love defensive adjustments for both schools. One who just got absolutely abused offensively by Clemson, and another one who got killed by Oregon. I know it's Oregon, but still the defense was awful. I like both these coaches to make defensive adjustments, and I think this game goes under. That's my most confident play. Side's tough. I guess I want to lean SMU because I like the other two favorites so much, but that would pretty much be the only reason.
Yeah. The only thing I really have to contribute on a side or a total, or I'm sorry, not on the total. I like the under. We'll talk about that more in a little in a second. But I think that would you agree with me that SMU is the least trendiest dog of round one?
Yes. I thought it was Indiana up until
oh no,
3 or 4. It was for a while, man. It was all Notre Dame for a while until 4 hours before game time, and then it got insane how trendy Indiana got. That I don't agree with Snidesy at all.
Well, we did the stream yesterday. I don't know. People were telling me at noon that their timeline was full of Indiana PODs. I was pretty surprised.
Well, then that. Yesterday, I really don't think you saw it before yesterday.
Yeah, I expected it, and I want to make this perfectly clear. I did not bet Indiana because I thought they would be contrarian at all. I said it 100 times. I expected it to be 60-40 Notre Dame, somewhere around 50-50, because people like a Cinderella, and I thought Indiana was a fun story. But I certainly thought more people would be like, oh, Ohio State whooped their ass. They can't hang with the big boys. Notre Dame is going to be in every money line parlay. And I wasn't worried about them losing outright. I was definitely worried about them fucking covering Notre Dame at least. I haven't heard anybody say anything about SMU hanging in this game. I would say this. I would say this feels like, I'm just curious what the splits say at. So this says 52% of the bets, 73% of the money on Penn State. Line's not really moving. This would be the most shocking. Even though we think Texas blows them out, Clemson beating Texas just because of the brands isn't as shocking as SMU.
What are the splits on that game while you're there?
Looks like Texas has 56% of the bets, 74% of the money. Line is 11 to 13.5. That's a lot of steam. I'm hearing the under is becoming a popular play. I'm okay fading that. It has moved down 3 points.
Yeah, I'm okay fading that too, just because I really think Texas is crazy.
Here's where I'm at. I love how SMU rallied against Clemson. They basically sustained a fucking 21. Oh no, it wasn't 21-0. I'm sorry. They got down early 14-0 in the first 5 minutes of the game. They bounced back. Jennings runs in a touchdown 14-7, but then Clemson still hangs on and just dominates the first half in the ACC championship. They go into halftime down 24-7. SMU comes back out, immediately scores a touchdown, 24-14. But then fucking Clemson responds again, 31-14. Fourth quarter, what happens? Fucking SMU shows up and scores 3 touchdowns to tie it. With 13 minutes left, 7 minutes left, and 16 seconds left. That is a team that I want, if I'm rooting for anybody, I want to see a team like that advance. I am pulling for SMU here, and it has nothing to do with Penn State. I love that a smaller school like this gets into the conference championship. The big boy fucking beats them down in the beginning, and you're like, oh, great, here we go. And they battle back and make it a game. Clemson falling asleep or SMU waking up, I don't know. The SMU defense, for what it's worth, actually played pretty well. 20 first downs for Clemson, 32 rushes for Clemson, 64 yards. That's pretty impressive. They did have 262 passing yards through the air. Klubnik was 24-41 with 4 touchdown passes. Maffa couldn't run for shit. 13 carries, 28 yards. SMU's offense, 28 first downs, 154 rushing yards, 300 passing yards.
Some of that's attributed to jumping out to an early lead.
100%. Just like if you look at Indiana's box score, Curtis Rourke has 220 passing yards yesterday. Fuck that. He was terrible. You're absolutely right. Fantastic point. But here's my thinking, Steak. I can't quite get there with Drew Aller after that one Oregon performance and Penn State scoring 37 points. I can't all of a sudden feel comfortable laying 8.5, 9 points with them against anybody, especially an SMU team that looks like they've got some fight in them. On the flip side, though, I am okay, like you are, with this under. You're fading basically two teams that are coming in off of very high scoring games. And I also think that their defense might be a little bit better than people are giving them respect for. SMU, the last two games of the season, they played at Virginia, they allowed 7 points. They played Cal at home, they allowed 6 points. I also like, if you have to think about a game plan for this, I could see Penn State kind of doing what Notre Dame did to Indiana, putting together these long, methodical drives.
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
Beating them up, using their physicalness, using the weather to their advantage, and wearing them down. So to Cam's prop, I would say I like that. Would you agree? The under rushing yards?
Mm-hmm.
I like that. And yeah, I mean, we've been getting our nuts kicked in this bowl season, but I got to tell you right now, I really like this play. I like this under. We're on the under. What do we get? 54.5?
Not sure.
I'm not sure either. It is. No, that doesn't sound right. Does it?
53.5 sounds right, though.
Okay. Well, it's down to 52.5. So, yeah, I really like that play. It's just one unit for me. I do have a 2-unit play on the board today. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but that's where I'm at. So, any thoughts or anything from the chat? Doesn't look like that. Steam, you say, hey, yeah, Twitter. Twitter does like SMU to cover. Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. Not a weatherman, but cold and double-digit wins that might attribute to the under trend. Fair enough. Sure. Good morning, JP. Good to see you. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for hanging out and tuning in on a Saturday. J-Max, new follow. Ramble just gave us a shout out to 97 viewers. W Ramble. How do I give them a shout out, guys? Does anybody know in chat?
Fat Girl should know, I feel like.
Fat Girls is asleep. Do I do shout out? Oh, wait, here we go. Shout out. Ramble now. You have to wait 51 minutes before giving Ramble now another shout out. You idiot. I gave them a shout out.
Well, okay. we missed it.
Thank you, Fat Girls. Great mod. Great mod. Fat Girls does never sleep at the wheel. Okay, Steak, let's pivot. I agree with what you said. Let's go by time. 1 o'clock. Go to the NFL. We're going to Kansas City. Houston and the Chiefs. It sounds like Mahomes is playing. Kansas City is 3.5-point favorite. Total's 42.5. We do have our friend Greg's, our good friend Greg's best bet is on this game, and it's on the under. Hilariously, Steak says, text the group chat, he wakes up with a dream that the Chiefs win 28-20. So chalk it up, Greg.
He put it in for me too. It pays $50 to win $9,500.
You put $50 on an exact score?
Yeah, I had a dream, dude.
Well, I'll tell you what, my dream bets are hitting like crazy. Except for KCP first basket. I'm sorry about that.
They're a little off. They're like, I feel like your dreams are almost like you dream James Cook first touchdown and he has second touchdown. It's like, to watch, this game's going to be 26-20 or something.
You're right. Yeah, I guess you're right. It is like a little that is kind of sick, actually. James Cook scored the second touchdown. KCP scored the second basket.
Yeah, that actually is really interesting.
That's sick. Okay. Anyways, let's continue. Steak, where you at with this game? Chiefs, Texans. Are you going to play a side?
I never pitched this. This is such a fucking funny thing that I decided I like Pat Mahomes over 1.5 touchdown passes. That's a play I really, really like. I definitely, I'm not supporting Greg's best bet. I know we all agreed just blindly tail everyone's best bet. I think that the under is a little square. Just
it is.
And I'm cool with him taking it. Don't get me wrong. I'm 100% cool with him taking it. But both offenses struggling, so I kind of thought who I believed in a little more to get it going, and I think it's going to be Pat Mahomes towards the end of December. I also like Travis Kelce, so I'm sounding like a full square, but I actually really do like Travis Kelce. I think one of those touchdowns is going to be to Travis Kelce. I like the Chiefs. I actually like the Chiefs. I'll be honest with you. I really, really do not like the Texans. I don't think they're good. I think they needed a bajillion mistakes from Tua to win that game against the Dolphins. They just haven't impressed me at all. I know Nico Collins is back. He had 4 catches last week. 2 of them are for touchdowns, but I think he had like 25 yards. I'm just have a lot of concern about CJ Stroud and that Texans offense. Joe Mixon left the game and came back banged up. That should be terrifying if you're a Texans fan because he's fucking pretty much the whole offense. Tank Dell's really showed very little ability to be wide receiver 2. So yeah, I'm not gonna. I obviously wouldn't fade Greg, but I lean Chiefs. Love Pat Mahomes over 1.5 passing touchdowns. That made my card, and I also probably will end up sprinkling Kelsey to score.
Okay. I am with you on certain aspects of this game, but I think I'm against you. I think I like the Texans. And so this is the one pushback I have. You make very good points about the Texans just not being very good, and I'm on board. And I got to give Greg a little bit of credit. Steak, did you fade the Texans on the season?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you did. Well,
Yeah.
I'll give you credit too.
Don't give me credit. It's not going to hit.
Under win total?
9.5. Nah, dude. They win one of these next 3 and they win 10 games. That's the thing, dude. Is they're winning shitty games. They're still shitty.
My bad.
No, that's okay.
How the fuck did they win 9 games?
You just should look at what the games they've won. Even that fucking Dolphins game was so ugly too. It was so rat shit.
And they beat the Bills.
Yeah, they beat the Bills. Remember that game?
Yeah.
It was
Dude, okay, so they beat the Jags, the Cowboys with Cooper Rush, the Colts, who are rat shit because Anthony Richardson sucks.
Colts twice,
Jags twice, Patriots, Bears. Yeah, they stink.
They stink.
Now here's my pushback. Don't the Chiefs kind of stink?
Yeah, in a different way. I'm not like fully prepared to say that the Chiefs stink. I definitely don't think they're out there to impress you. And I think it's been like that kind of lunch pail season for them. I don't think they're out there to impress you. They are winning games. I know some of it's lucky. I understand. And I know that they haven't looked that good, but do I think they're better than the Houston Texans? Yes, I really, really do.
Shout out to our guy Cam is Money, by the way. I just looked on Twitter. He posted his card plus 31 units in the last 30 days. Nice job, Cam. You're very sharp. Stay sharp. I'll tell you this. I'm not much of a prop guy. I stink at props. And I'm starting to kind of like CJ Stroud completions. This is sort of how I see the game going. I actually really do in my mind. I think it's going to be an ugly game early. I kind of like even like a first half under. I could sort of see it opening up a little bit late. Obviously, I'm very hopeful that the game stays under. I think it could be a 2017 type of final. I really do. But I'm seeing the Texans start to put drives together late, and a little bit of that voodoo from the Chiefs come into the Texans. And I kind of see CJ Stroud making some plays when he needs to. And I see them trailing as well. And I like CJ Stroud completions. I like a little bit of Dalton Schultz today. I like some really conservative play calling, minimal deep shots, minimal big plays. You want to keep Mahomes off the field. I like, if I'm playing a player prop, nobody asked, but I like CJ Stroud completions. It's 20.5. I kind of like the Texans because even if they lose, I see 2017 in this game. But you did have a dream. I always respect the dream bet. I don't really have anything else. So you're taking Chelsea anytime touchdown score?
Kelsey anytime touchdown, Pat over 1.5, and I might get there with the Chiefs.
Okay. All right. Cam, are you on Schultz? Not even kidding. I don't think. Oh, you did send me your plays. I didn't even remember that you were on him. He sent me like 9 props that he's on already. I like. Well, that's not even my pick. I like CJ Stroud completion. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Where are we going to now?
So would that put us at the 4:00 college football playoff and then
Yes,
the 4:30 NFL?
Yes, it would. Okay. All right. Let's go to Austin, Texas. We just talked about steam, which is making me a little bit nervous. Steak, you kind of talked me into this, and I love it. I will not blame you at all if it doesn't hit, because I'm all the way in on Texas. I went a little bit of a different route though, and I got cute. I actually even might get cuter. I might put a little more makeup on. I might do my eyelashes. I love Texas team total in this game. You like Texas to skull fuck, and you've wavered before. You've changed your mind. I don't think you're changing your mind.
No.
Texas is 13.5. The total is 50. We just talked about this. The total's been bet down 3 points. I don't like the under. I like the over because I think Texas is scoring 40. Steak, what are you betting in this game?
Can I get a weather update from anyone in the chat on Austin, Texas while we do this? And what do I like in this game?
There's no way this is real, by the way. Prime's brother sells picks.
Can't tell what he means, but please elaborate, Alan Dims.
Prime's brother sells picks.
You think you think that's real? Prime has a brother that none of us have heard of, and he sells picks.
Why would Alan lie about that?
But maybe there's a funny guy out there who's also a ginger that looks like Prime and he sells picks, or could just be a ginger thing.
Texans have a solid enough defense. Oh, that is the one thing I wanted to point out and we talked about. I do think that I want to buy into the Texans defense a little bit out of the bye week. A little bit. Not their offense so much. I think their offense is still going to struggle, but I do like that defense. 60 degrees and sunny. Why did Special K say 14 degrees, bro?
In Austin? That'd be shocking.
That would be fucking shocking. Special K, you might have to get timed out one more of that fucking fake news bullshit. Thank you, Durkee. It's real. His brother has a paid Discord. That's amazing. Is it second half plays? Also amazing. He
posted Post the link, Alan Dims.
Gingers have no souls. I believe him. Wow. Dude, when fat girls, a 20-year-old is using a period, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Weather is no factor in Austin. Very, very light wind too. Okay. There's your weather report. Steak. Continue.
Texas early and often. I've paid zero attention to the steam. The fact that we've gotten some with the spread and we're losing it on the over, I don't care. I think Texas goes crazy. I want to alt them. I looked at like 19.5 on Hard Rock. I think it was wasn't anything crazy. Maybe plus 160. Does that sound right?
You told me, yeah, minus 18.5. You said it was like plus 160.
Yeah, minus 18.5, plus 160. I think this game is won by Texas by 20 plus. I think the Texas offense does absolutely anything they want. And I'm not saying I don't have faith in Cade Klubnik to put up a few points, but just like you said, they couldn't get the rushing game going against SMU. I have absolutely no reason to think they'll get it going early against Texas. Then they'll be down. Then they'll be one-dimensional, and I don't love that situation at all for Cade Klubnik, who I assume is going to make some mistakes in that scenario. And I really, really, really like Texas.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to spin this a little bit. So we're like saying the same thing, but not saying the same thing. So
okay.
Here's what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you two things. First, let me talk about Clemson. Fucking sick of Clemson. I'm sick of fucking Dabo. I'm sick of Clemson, and I'm not buying Cade Klubnik. I didn't hear as much as I thought I was going to hear, but I heard it enough. Cade Klubnik returning to Texas. He was a high school star in Texas, blah, 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 whatever. I don't give a fuck if he is returning to Texas. I don't care. You know what I'm thinking, Steak? This reminds me of baseball when we started to get right. All right. What we did was we used RotoWire. We would look at pitchers, and we would look at pitchers that were coming off really, really good performances, and then we would fade them. We would look at pitchers coming off really bad performances, and sometimes we would bet on a bounce back. It was working. Do you remember what I just told you about Cade Klubnik's performance against SMU? Do you remember what I said, or do you want me to repeat it?
It wasn't like as impressive as you'd think for a team that scored 37 points.
Well, 24-41.
That's not amazing.
I know, but hold on. 260 yards. Here's what's impressive. 4 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions. That shit ain't happening again. You're not playing in fucking Charlotte against SMU. You're not. I'm not a big Steve Sarkisian guy, but I'll tell you what, I have faded Texas back-to-back years, and I've learned my lesson. I actually really think that if Texas would have beaten Washington last year, I'm not so confident that Michigan would have won that game. I think Texas-Michigan would have been a fucking dream college football match.
Would have been awesome. Michigan would have won, but it would have been awesome.
You do? You think so?
Absolutely, 100%.
Absolutely? Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Texas is my pick to go out and win the national championship. I'm not saying that at all. But fuck Cade Klubnik, dude. I'm not buying into anything Cade Klubnik today. And you know what I am doing instead? I'm taking Quinn Ewers. Can you bet college football player props in Florida?
I mean, on my offshore, you can.
Okay. I'm going to take Quinn Ewers, and I'm going to take Quinn Ewers passing yards.
Yeah, I like it.
Every time Quinn Ewers throws a ball, there's too much air under it. Okay. It's kind of like he's throwing a fucking paper airplane. Nutbuster 5 sub bags. Appreciate you. What's up, J Max and B Young 314? I feel like we get a B Young follow every other week. Welcome to the board review. So here's where I'm at. I got to update the sub counter, by the way. We're actually making progress to go to Chicago. Here's where I'm at. Quinn Ewers, passing yards. That motherfucker can air it out, and I think they're going to air it out. If weather's not an issue, I say they come out here and they make a statement. You don't even need a statement. It's not the regular season anymore. They're in, but they're going to make a fucking statement, and they're going to do it by taking Dabo, turning him upside down, and fucking giving him a swirly. All right. They're going to shake him too. So all the coins and shit falls out of his pocket. I say they make it nasty just like you do, but I like Quinn Ewers today. I think Quinn Ewers is going to have like 389 passing yards, 3-4 touchdowns, whatever. Fuck the Cade Klubnik returning back to his hometown, whatever the shit narrative. Quinn Ewers, Texas, bounce back, Texas big. I am on the team total over 31.5. And then the other thing I wanted to mention about Clemson, I cannot get over for the life of me the way they ended the season offensively. Steak, after the bye week, I know you remember this because I remember this. I had Louisville under wins. I think you did too, or maybe Nick's dad did or whatever. They come out as a double-digit favorite and they fucking lose. They only put up 21 points at home against Louisville after a bye. Then they go on the road to Virginia Tech. They only scored 24. Then they go on the road against Pitt. They only scored 24. They had a 50-yard legacy run to win that fucking game. Then they play Citadel. Then they come home in their finale. They only scored 14 points against South Carolina. I know South Carolina is good. That is pathetic. Pathetic. Texas.
It's really pathetic. And then you throw in that they almost blew a 17-point lead to SMU. It's just not a lot. There's not a lot to like about Clemson for me at all. They fell into this matchup, and I think they're going to get fucking wrecked.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not into it. I'm not into Clemson, Texas all day, every way. It's got, you know what? You and I can't collab for shit. 5 sub banks from Crutch Bets. Let's go. Merry Christmas. Can we say Merry Christmas again? I'm just kidding. We won the war on Christmas. It's so Clemson, said Snidesy. Fuck Snidesy. Dre Day, iForensic, D Mahomie Potato, B&B Young. What's up? So I'm going team total. Steak, do you have any interest in doubling down? Or are you just going to take the spread?
I'll just take the spread.
Damn, you're such a bitch.
I'm not a bitch. I just, like you said, we don't need to collab. At least we both have different bets.
Do you remember what I texted you the other day when I was like, I gave you my 2 NHL leans after I tweeted how I was on a 9-1 run, and I'm like, I'm not going to bet these, but this is what I like. And they went 2-0, and I said, Steak, stop letting me be such a pussy.
Yeah. I hate that.
And then I just called you a bitch. It's not that you're a bitch. You're far from a bitch. You don't like to get cute.
I don't like to get cute. I really don't like doubling down either. I'm just finding success. I'm literally like, I think I'm up like 80 units in the last 3 months, and I've been fairly disciplined.
Let's go. Ramble raid, baby. W Ramble, 25 viewers. Welcome. What's that saying? What people say when you get rated, your party of 25, your table's ready. W Ramble, we gave you guys a shout out earlier because people were asking about college basketball, which unfortunately we're not going to cover. Royal said he wanted to see your meat steak.
All you got to do is ask, Royal. All you got to do is ask.
W Royal, by the way, I will say I was listening to their stream this morning as I was making coffee in my smoothie. I think Royal is really, really finding a groove and crushing it on the prop talk. Oh shit, he wanted me to send that in DMs. Okay, I just stumbled into a raid here. What's up, Mr. Ski? We already did that. Joined and here to say Steak, say I'm not a bitch. No, he's not. That's kind of funny that the raid came in when
that is something a bitch would say though.
Okay, anyways, W sub banks from from Nutbuster and Crutch. Appreciate you. I gotta update the sub counter. I think we are now at we were at 949. Now we're at 939. All right, Steak. Anything else on Clemson or Texas, or should we now pivot and go back to the NFL at 4:30? Ravens and Steelers.
Texas alt line, and I got a cheeky play for the Ravens Steelers too. I'm with you fully on your next one too. It's kind of scary how much we agree.
I know we are 0-5 on collabs. I think so.
Yeah, it might be bad.
You know who else I suck with every time I align betting wise? Beeve. Every time Beeve and I align on something, that shit does not hit. Okay, we are going to go to the NFL. We're going back to Pittsburgh and Baltimore. My best bet of the week is on this game, and I got cute. I'm in my own head. I'll talk about it in a second. Steak, I'll let you. I don't want to steal all the talking points. We got Baltimore. Baltimore open 5 up to 7, total 47, down to 44, 44.5. A lot of money on the under, which is really interesting. 76% of the bet, 82% of the money. Okay. Moving accordingly. A lot of steam. I don't agree with it. Steak, where are you at, and where is your bet going to be in the Ravens Steelers?
Well, isn't this your best bet?
Yeah. Do you want me to start?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
sometimes you'd steal all the talking points if this
is your best bet. I got a cheeky play for everyone. I already posted on my Twitter card, but I want to talk about it.
Okay, so I love the Baltimore Ravens today. Absolutely love them. I think I wrote about this in the newsletter. If you're not subscribed to the newsletter, you know where to do so. Bang, thedegenerateweekly.com. I love the Ravens today. And it's really not even so much about the Ravens. It's about fading the Steelers. I want to fade the Steelers. The only reason I'm not fading them with the Ravens spread is because I am a little bit nervous. I think you and Greg or Greg said the time to fade the Steelers was last week. Was that you?
That was me originally. Yes.
That was you originally. And you guys, most people were right. Whoever took the Eagles last week, fantastic bet. Shout out Mid-Major Matt. Shout out Freddie Mills, who's a Steelers fan. I respect Tomlin as a dog, and I felt like they weren't a trendy dog. I don't even necessarily think they're trendy here, but I am worried in back-to-back spots with Tomlin as a dog. If him going 2-0 just sounds crazy, and now he's a divisional dog. But I watched that game. I've watched the Steelers. I watched the Steelers against the Browns because I laddered the Browns team total under. And Freddie warned me. He said, I don't know if I like that. The Steelers defense on a short week after playing a very physical Ravens game. And the Steelers won that game, 18-10? This unit on the Steelers is gassed. They are gassed. They are fading and they are wearing down. So after that 18-16 win, not 18-10, 18-16 win against Baltimore, Jameis Winston has the legacy performance on primetime in the snow in Cleveland, and they win 24-19. And let's be honest, they move the ball at will. It wasn't even really fluky shit. Then on the road, got to give credit to Russ. He was cooking. Steelers put up 44, but the Bengals put up 38. Steelers defense wearing down. Then they play Cleveland again at home. They win the game 27-14, but the Browns still move the ball. They missed 2 field goals. Obviously, you had the Jameis picks. I still think the Browns probably could. That game could have probably changed a little bit if that momentum didn't get sucked out by those 2 missed field goals. Anyways, then the spot for them to go into, which is just a nightmare situation, was Philadelphia. And let's be honest, the Eagles did absolutely everything they fucking wanted to on offense. The Eagles had 26 first downs. They had 401 yards of offense. I see that continuing. I see this Steelers defense, after they did what they needed to do in the first half of the season, beating the opponents they needed to. This gauntlet, I don't think there's any fucking contrarian shit. I think the expected is probably going to happen, and I think the Steelers kind of fall a little bit. I think the Steelers defense is the unit this week that I wanted to fade the most. So the way I'm doing that is the Ravens team total. Over 25.5. It's minus 120 on Hard Rock. I think it was minus 115 on FanDuel. 2 units. That's my best bet. I will pay to see the Ravens not score 4 touchdowns today because I think that is absolutely happening. Or 2 touchdowns and 4 field goals, like Steak always says. That's where I'm at. Steak, it sounds like you agree and you're scared that we agree.
I like Ravens. I bet the Ravens already. I was really impressed by the Eagles last week, but I think the most impressive thing, did you see the Eagles' last drive of the game against the Steelers?
I saw some of it, but I can't remember it vividly.
They ran out like the final 13 minutes of the fourth quarter on one drive and didn't score. Something like that. It was like 11 to 13 minutes, something like that. They ran out the entire clock. And I was like, God damn, that's impressive. And you said it. Oh, it was a nightmare matchup for the Steelers. You know what's even more of a nightmare? Having to play Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley and then follow it up by going to have to play Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry for the second time this year when TJ Watt is banged up. And then I'm fixated on that drive where the Eagles literally just precisely fucking eke the clock out. And I'm like, who's a perfect team that could also do this? The Baltimore Ravens. That's what got me here. I think it's Derrick Henry day. I don't care if it's square, totally fine. I took him to score twice, plus 270. I think I got that, or plus 265, 2 touchdowns for Derrick Henry. I like it a lot. If you wanted to go over rushing yards, 80.5 or whatever that is, I like that as well. I like the Ravens. I like them to do a very similar thing that the Eagles did. I'm with you on them scoring, totally fine. Obviously, we know Lamar has big play potential, but for me, this is big Derrick Henry day.
I like that. And you're also taking a running back after one didn't do very well against the Steelers, which I kind of like. Barkley had 19 carries, 65 yards, but Hurts, 15 carries, 45 yards. Gainwell had some nice runs, 7 carries, 20 yards. But Yeah, I'm in. I think that I think Derrick Henry was maybe a little quiet in New York too. On that Ravens game. Let's see what he did in last week in that weird trip to MetLife, but the Ravens took care of business. Derrick Henry had 14 carries, 67 yards. So that's not much usage out of him, I don't think. Does he even catch any balls? No, he doesn't. Wow, it was Rashad Bateman day. 3 catches, 80 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
All right, I'm with you. I guess, does that make me a little bit nervous about the team total if they're just running the ball down their throat?
I didn't say that's just what they were doing. I think they're going to run at will.
Okay. All right.
I think Derrick Henry breaks a big one.
Henry likes big dog games. Oh, so do you like Derrick Henry longest rush?
Yes, I like Derrick Henry any fucking way you could get him.
Okay. Balt been scaling back Henry the past couple of weeks. Time to eat. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Derrick Henry day, boys and girls.
Okay. All right. I like where your head's at. So I'm good with that. I might do a little player prop parlay then. I like Stroud completion. No, fuck that. I'm just gonna take Derrick Henry. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Quinn Ewers, Dalton Schultz, Derrick Henry. Alt line everything parlay. Why are you laughing?
I'm just wondering what flu fast book you're going to get that in on.
I lost the house. Yep. W female audience recognition. That's right. And yes, real quick, the not to get too corp on everybody, but somebody asked if the hoodies are true to size. The hoodies are true to size. And I'm not just saying this. I am very, very pleased with the material. We didn't get the cheap shit. I think you're going to like it. I would go on record saying the hoodie might be the nicest hoodie that you own after you purchase it. Is that some like salesman bullshit, or that's just, I love it. I like the outside. I can't
vouch or say shit yet because I didn't get mine. I'm an idiot.
I know, you fucking moron. And I love the crew neck too. I didn't get my beanie yet, but you know where to get it. Who asked that? Cam, I think Cam Carter. Hey, are you guys going to a game? Go Nightbot. Corp Nightbot. Okay, just a quick little recap for you guys and anybody who is tuned in late or came over from the Ramble raid. Again, thank you, W Ramble. We'll run it back for you guys. We are on the under in SMU and Penn State. That game is starting up here in a little over 30 minutes. Greg's best bet is the under as well in the Chiefs-Texans game. Steak likes the Chiefs, and you like Travis Kelce. And then going back to Texas at 4:00, we like Texas. I am on the team total. Steak is on the spread. I don't do college player props very often. But you know what's funny? I was talking to Cam's Money about this because I was telling him, like, hey, I promise we didn't used to suck ass betting bowl games. In 2022, I actually think I won like 15 or 16 units in bowls alone. I was betting player props. And I forget where I was doing. Oh, maybe Bet Online. And I remember I was being a little cheeky with these player props. So I'm going to go back to it today. That's where I can bet it. Bet Online. Quinn Ewers is going to be my first player prop bowl season player prop bet of the bowl season. So I'm looking forward to that. Steak, don't tail it.
Okay.
And then
the only thing you didn't mention that I love is Pat Mahomes over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
You're right. I'm sorry. That would be, you like that more than Kelce, right?
I like that more than Kelce. Also, I'm punching in MJ Crutch collab for college basketball. If you want to join me, they like the Princeton Rutgers over at noon. I'm punching it in.
I don't know where my phone is, but yes, I will take that.
Okay, you got 30 minutes. I'm doing it now.
Okay, I think they're going to the game too, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, W boots on ground.
Damn, okay. Beef just punched in Clemson.
Beef punched in Clemson?
Yeah, Beef punched in Clemson.
Clemson against Texas? Clemson basketball. I saw Clemson on your card. I almost had a fucking heart attack.
That would have been funny. I like Clemson college basketball a lot.
Beef is on Clemson against Texas. You know what, though? He seems like he's a Dabo slurper.
He probably just listened to us talk for 10 minutes and then punched in Clemson.
That's what you think he's doing? He's just
like Clemson, too. You guys aren't scaring me, even though you're sharp.
Why does Crutch like Clemson? You know what's not fair is people just get to sit back and then fade people who talk. Why don't you guys do some talking?
And Snipes, he likes Clemson. You guys are assholes. You guys are assholes. Why do we even do these?
I hope you guys sit there and sulk and piss.
Yeah, I hope that's miserable for you, Crutch. I really do.
Evan, hope all is well. I'll have to see you whenever I get back up there after the holidays. All right, let's keep moving. By the way, Evan, get yourself. Evan's my friend in New Jersey. Get yourself a degenerate crew neck. I think you'll actually really like it, and all your tech friend nerds will love it too. Give Prime, Alan Dims, and Stein the reins one day. Oh my God, I was gonna say looks dope. I think you'll like it. Thank you, Evan. Okay, anyways, let's get back to business. Where are we going now? We're going to, oh my God, are we going to Ohio State?
That's kind of it, right?
That might be kind of it.
Yeah. We said everything we liked on Baltimore, Pittsburgh, right?
We said everything we liked on Baltimore, Pittsburgh. Ravens team total over. You like the Ravens and you like Derrick Henry. First touchdown or 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
Plus 270. How about this? Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a piss and I'm going to get my phone so I can punch in Princeton and Rutgers, and then we'll talk this game.
Little 30-second countdown?
Yeah. Is that cool?
Yeah, do it.
All right. Hold on. Let's get the graphic and we'll be right back.
Coke break. Everyone drop snowflakes in the chat. Snowflakes in the chat. No shot you came back muted. No fucking way, dude.
Why are there why is everybody doing snowflakes in the chat?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, is it snowing?
I don't know. Is it?
I know what you're doing. It's actually a lot of snowflake emojis. People listen. That's so funny. People actually do that whenever you tell them to like put shit in the chat, they do that. We got to start doing that a little bit more. I think it's good for the vibes. Evan with a sub bank. Appreciate you. By the way, Evan, I don't know if you know this. I have to shave my head because we hit a sub goal, and I got to tell you who is not happy about that. My mom. All right, we are now at 9:38.
Oh, your mom's mad you're shaving your head?
Oh yeah, she says you're not. She said she told me a couple things. She said I don't think you're going to look good with a shaved head. I love your hair, and then she asked my wife. She said, please don't leave him.
Oh damn, she went full go.
She went full go. She's not thrilled. She's not happy about it. W Evan. Anyways, okay.
Wouldn't a divorce be a funny prank to play on her for Christmas? A staged divorce, wouldn't that be pretty funny? I feel like your wife could sell it pretty well.
Not on Christmas.
No, on Christmas, dude. Like the first thing. No, Christmas morning, dude.
No.
You don't think that'd be funny?
Why would it? No. Why on Christmas?
Dude, that'd be so funny.
Nobody pranks anybody on Christmas.
That would be so
no, it's not.
funny.
There's nothing funny about this.
It's probably because I'm Jewish, but that shit sounds hilarious.
You can prank a divorce, but not on Christmas.
I think you should you should do it on Christmas.
All right, 5,000 subs. 5,000 subs, and I'll prank a divorce to my mom on Christmas. Okay. Let's get going, and we will. By the way, I tweeted this, Steak, real quick, funny story. So I was at that bar watching the game yesterday with the Notre Dame watch party, which was kind of cool. The guy who runs the Notre Dame watch party, the fan club, it was actually at the game. But I just thought this was actually adorable. There's 2 guys. They're like super nice, super nerdy, sitting next to us watching the game. And Indiana was going for a punt. And the guy's like, block punt. And then he goes like, no way. And he goes, I'll bet you $1. He goes, okay.
That's adorable. I saw that tweet. So adorable.
He made $1 bet. I would have tried to tell him a block punt's probably like 50-1. But $1 bet on a block punt, I was like, be still my heart.
You should have absolutely been like, hey man, you're getting some really bad value on that.
Yeah. Can you imagine Cornfields in that situation? He would have a fucking conniption fit.
Oh my God.
Who pranks on Christmas? Get the fuck out of here. Steak almost just paid Dejan's.
I did.
DJ might be refunding everyone's subs to please his mom. Oh, I'll tell you what, my mom might be refunding everybody's subs. She's not going to be happy. All right. Bella with a follow. What's up? Welcome to the board review. Okay, let's talk Ohio State and Tennessee. Steak, you and I are going to disagree here, but I am curious. You've been saying it all along. I am curious how you woke up today feeling about Ohio State. They are, is it -6.5 or is it -7? Let's see. Ohio State is still 7.5 at DraftKings, 7 at other places. Total 47, down to 46.5. I actually have a play on the total on this game. Are you, I'll let you go first. Are you still backing and betting Ohio State today?
Yes.
Do you like them as much, a little less, or more than you liked them a week ago?
I like them a little less than I did a week ago, but I think everything I felt still absolutely applies. And I just can't miss it. You know, like this is the most, in my opinion, the most us contrarian play on the board is betting on Ryan Day and Ohio State right now. Love this, by the way. Love this because this is how I think we get there. This is how I think we get there. I don't think Tennessee scores much, man, at all.
Oh, boy. I think wrong. I'm on the over.
Yeah, well, you're going to need a lot from Will Howard. Probably like 35. You're probably going to need 35. But I think some big plays are coming for Ohio State's offense, too. Yeah, I really like Ohio State. I'm not going to lie to you. I really, really do. Belt to ass.
So is this a bet on Ohio State, or is it a fade of Tennessee, or is it a little of both?
It is a bet on Ohio State's talent and betting that they overcome coaching and quarterback play, which is very hard to do. And it is a little bit of a fade of Nico, who I think's not ready, and a Tennessee team who, I mean, you could walk through what they've done this year. Tell me you're impressed. No, they're not impressive. They were down 14-0 to Vanderbilt. They went to overtime with Florida, which is decent, but they started Graham Mertz that game. He got injured. DJ Lagway got thrown in, threw a pick from his own end zone. That game still went to overtime. They have very few impressive wins with the exception of the one over Alabama, which we watched it. We bet Alabama. We're idiots. Were you super impressed with that win?
No.
Yeah, I wasn't. I'm not super impressed with Tennessee overall. I don't know that I think they're that good. And I do think an Ohio State team that can put it all together with the talent they have could beat the absolute living shit out of Tennessee.
Okay. The one takeaway I have from Tennessee is when I made my best bet there, the under in Oklahoma, Tennessee. And I know Oklahoma is dog shit. But I watched Tennessee's defense and I was very impressed with Tennessee's defense. They had some fucking dudes on the D line. They have like a bunch of Samoans, which is so weird for Tennessee, but they're nasty. I saw on game day this morning, briefly, they were talking about some guy named Peely who is out for this game. And there's a huge difference of yards per rush when he's on or off the field. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? And can you confirm? I think that guy is out today. And that would concern me if you're a Tennessee backer. Crizzo said, did you guys like Penn State missed it? Steak, we didn't have a total. We were on the under. Crizzo, what was your lean in that game on a side?
I lean SMU.
Okay. So here's where I'm at with the T-Mac with a new follow. Welcome to the board review. Here's where I'm at with this game. SVP is on Clemson and the money line. SVP who? SVP. Where the fuck did SVP go, by the way? SVP comes on the fucking board review, gives us his fucking system, and then he just fucking dips. Anyways, here's what I'll say. I think that so it sounds to me, Steak, like your reasoning for betting on Ohio State is not anything to do with Square and Public, Square and Contrarian.
No, it is to do with Contrarian too.
But there's a football reason that you like it.
Yeah, it is. There's a football reason that I like it. Ohio State is a better football team.
Yeah, you don't think Tennessee is good.
No, I don't think Tennessee's good. I think they have a decent defense and a mediocre offense, and I think Ohio State is going to control this game. And I don't think Tennessee scores much, and I think I'm hoping to God that Ryan Day has anything in him, where he fucking opens up this playbook and fucking uses the insanely talented fucking offensive players he has. I don't count on it. I understand that's probably a pretty insane thing to say, but that's where I'm at. I'm ready to get hurt again with Ohio State.
Yeah. I really, really, really don't want to bet Tennessee. Like I don't. Like I do think it's Ohio State, but I really, really, really don't want it to be Ohio State. I fucking hate Ohio State. And actually, I shouldn't say that. I hate Ryan Day. I hate people who are in or who are employed and are in high positions in sports and especially football. Actually, no, in football, especially all sports. That didn't make any sense, but you know what I'm saying. I don't like them to maintain their title and their position when they're so bad at something. Like they should be fired. He should not be a head coach. And I understand it's like, oh, you look at his record and blah, 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 whatever. He's a fake punt away in the college football playoff of maybe going to the championship. This guy fucking sucks. I don't like Ryan Day, but I do think it's Ohio State. I'm going with the over. And here's why I'm going with the over in this game. I do think Ohio State scores. I do think they get aggressive. You got to do everything you can to make your fan base forget about that Michigan game. You have to. Now, on the flip side, a lot of pressure with that.
Yeah,
I don't know if
I personally, I agree with everything you said until the last sentence. I don't know, dude. I think the fan base is so distraught and upset about that Michigan game that there's part of me that thinks that they're expecting to lose this game, expecting to be let down. And it's like, it's almost not pressure to me. It's like a different word. Like the only way to go is up for Ohio State. Like losing to fucking Michigan as 20-point favorites, or was that the fourth year in a row or the third year in a row?
Fourth.
Either way, it's got to be the worst loss in school history, unless I'm forgetting one. And I don't feel like it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's pressure. It's like, am I making sense at all?
Yeah, but I don't totally agree. If you follow the some of the Ohio State fans, which the two that are coming to my mind are on Barstool. I think it's Ohio State. I like that guy, by the way. I think he's good. Big Ev, I think, is kind of useless. I don't really know what his role is, but they're both like, we're just buying into Ryan Day. Like, we have to win this game. They're giving Ryan Day one more chance, and the chance is win the national championship. It's
one more thing. Sorry to cut you off, just because that's my thing. If they won the national championship, maybe they don't get fired. But if they beat Tennessee and lose to Oregon next week, Ryan Day's getting fired. It's not enough. Like, this isn't the game. I don't know. I just think they're going to be pretty loose and fucking efficient in this game. Where I'm scared of Ryan Day is in a game against Oregon or in a game against Texas down the road, whenever that would come. I'm not scared. I feel like they know they have the fucking major talent discrepancy, and I just fucking think they're going to crush them.
Okay. I think that's a fair take. That's a fair take that I agree with. I respect it. I still slightly disagree. Here's the thing, put yourself in the shoes of an Ohio State player walking into that stadium after you just lost as a 20-point favorite. And now you know you're a 7-point favorite. And you have a team coming in, you're the favorite, you're expected to win again. You have a team coming in that you should beat. And you know what you just did is that to me is just in the back of your head. Like, we cannot fuck this up.
If
you can't fuck this up,
dude. If Will Howard, Ryan Day, and the rest of that team has any dog, they're angry. Well, I hope they have a little.
That's what I'm saying, though. Do you actually think they do? You hope they do.
I hope they do. I know Travion Henderson doesn't, but
that's my fucking point.
I know. Yeah.
If he doesn't, you're going to tell me you're going to lean on fucking Ryan Day and Will Howard? The Ohio State is the contrarian bet. It's the contrarian bet of round one, and it's the contrarian bet to win the national championship. Their stock is the lowest, yet they're still a good team. All the public might be out on them, and that's when you want to be bold and brave and get it. I understand. I get it. I don't think Will Howard, Ryan Day, and Henderson and this team has dog. I just don't. They have talent.
Yeah.
They always have fucking talent.
Yeah. I think the defense is going to put them in good enough positions that Will Howard will do more than enough.
People forget I bet Will Howard to win the Heisman last year, 101.
Yeah. There was a time when I felt positively about him.
I want to like Will Howard. I really do. I want to like
There's some guys that shouldn't be at quarterback at Ohio State, and Kyle McCord was a really good example. Just seeing how he thrived at Syracuse, like, it's really fucking probably a shit ton of pressure, and only certain people can be the quarterback at Ohio State, and Will Howard is absolutely not one of those guys.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what I'll do. I will respect I will respect your opinion, and I'm not going to bet Tennessee, but my
Yeah.
God, if they win this game, I'm going to be so happy. It's going to be the happiest I've ever been without money on a side. I really hope you're wrong about Tennessee not scoring. So I guess one of my questions is Tennessee team total being 19.5. You think that's low? You think that's telling? No. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yes. Yeah. I think it's telling. Sure. I think it's telling. Yes, for sure. It seems a little easy to assume that fucking Tennessee could get to 20, right?
Well, isn't Ohio State? I mean, Ohio State's defense good. So the Tennessee Volunteers, they scored 17 against Georgia. They scored, yeah, that's low. Yeah,
Pretty low.
that's pretty low. But you look at the opponents. Oh, this is actually really impressive. Steak. How many teams not named Oregon scored more than 19.5 points on Ohio State this year?
I can think of very few.
0.
Okay, good. That makes me feel good. Thanks for not making me fucking sit there.
No, that's okay. Yeah. So when you look at this defense, maybe that's the reason. Indiana scored 15, Nebraska scored 17. So
Nico is not Dylan Gabriel, and Tennessee is not Oregon.
Yeah.
A lot of people who I think are falling a little bit for the SEC trap. Offensively, dude, Tennessee's not anything special. They're not.
Yeah. A couple things concern me. When we talk about this and we're always like, you think, a team is a trendy dog and maybe you look at splits, but like, are they really? Or sometimes the game kicks off and you're like, oh no, everybody was on the other side. I really do think a lot of people are on Tennessee. I think a lot of people are on Tennessee. I saw Lou Holtz tweet out his card. He's got Tennessee. Remember everybody on Pardon My Take when
everybody's on
Brandon Walker was on? They were talking
everybody's
about
on Tennessee.
Yeah.
It's the SEC. That's why I think they're so much trendier, even though Penn State is Penn State, is because no one thinks SMU could have a chance in a playoff game. Everybody thinks fucking Tennessee could have a chance in a playoff game. They should. They recruit fucking equally as talented players. They have equally as much NIL money. They have a fucking big ass stadium, and it's
right.
Tennessee and Ohio State should be comparable on a football field.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think I still like the over. I really do. If it goes according to your plan, I do think Ohio State's offense shows up and shows out.
Me too. You're going to need him for the over. I'm telling you that right now.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I could see like a 38-17. I could. I don't like this under. And the more I think about it, like people have said that Tennessee's defense is pretty good. Don't you think 47 is kind of high?
Yeah, I do. I think Ohio State's going to do a lot more on offense than people think. And yes, Big Q, I agree. I think Nico will be good one day. I just don't think today is the day. I think he's decent to average, but I don't think he's anything special yet.
Steak, what game out of these three are you most excited to watch?
I am most excited. This one. This one's awesome. The shoe at night, given everything we just said, this game should be fucking awesome. And honestly, I'm sorry that Indiana pussied out, but South Bend was awesome yesterday. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
It was really fun. This playoff format is really fucking fun, but Ohio State's going to be scenes.
Yeah, Ohio State's going to be pretty wild. And Notre Dame, the crowd definitely made me. I was proud because I'm very critical of them. And but Indiana, I really want to see some dogs fight. Hopefully not Clemson, but I'm hoping SMU fights. And I kind of think they can. All right, Steak, I think that about does it for us. Do we have anything else we want to go? Do you have a dog of the day in the NBA?
Nah, I'm not there yet. I was in the lab all morning. I put out 10 plays on Twitter, but the NBA, I need a little time.
Okay. ND Stadium was rocking yesterday. Yeah, it was. They did a very, very good job. I'm very happy. And again, I did say I haven't been there in over a decade. Things have changed. The fireworks help. The fucking music helps. The Jumbotron helps. I'm happy to see it. All right.
Real quick, where's Notre Dame, Georgia being played?
I think the Atlanta.
Oh, damn, Atlanta again. Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all I got.
I'm nervous. Real quick, I'm going to be riding Trae Young points today if you care. Has it.
Fucking love Trae Young. Holy shit.
I don't love Trae Young.
You love Trae Young. You've been betting the shit out of Trae Young. I love Trae Young too. Oh, it's in New Orleans. That game's in New Orleans.
Oh, it's in the Sugar Bowl?
Yep.
My bad. I told you he's going to go on a run after he rolled the dice on New York.
Yeah, you did. You did, and you've been betting it. I'm not upset with you at all. I like KD tonight. That's my guy.
You love Suns players. You're always betting Suns players.
Hose. That sucked.
That sucks. That sucks. Yeah. Hook emoji. Okay, yeah, I like that. And oh my goodness gracious. Guys, we have an NHL slate. I'll have to start doing some digging. By the way, shout out New York Rangers yesterday. I'm not even going to say I hope you guys tailed, but I try to tell everybody on Twitter when they traded away Trouba and Kakko, and then you see the clip of them at practice with the coach beating Shesterkin for a goal. You got to buy into that shit. Capo Kakko sucks. Jacob Trouba sucks. Buying on the Rangers, although I don't like them in the next game against the Hurricanes. I'm going to sit that one out. All right, Steak. I think we're good.
Yep. The only thing I'll say for college basketball, who likes Ohio State today? Nobody. Nobody would like Ohio State today against Kentucky after they just had that dog shit performance against Auburn. Nobody's pressing the button on Ohio State today.
That's your play, huh?
Tossing it out there. Yep.
CBB board is hard. Ooh, Carter says Sabres today, DJ. No fucking way can I do the Sabres. I'm done with the Sabres. DJ, you got to come back and see a game. The stadium's different experience from 10 years ago. Okay, you know what? You're right. I will withhold criticism of atmosphere at Notre Dame until I go back. Very fair.
Definitely fair.
CBB board. Oh, I already said that, I think. Okay. All right. Steak, appreciate the time. Good luck today. We'll chat later. And are you going to watch games tomorrow?
100%. You're going to join me, right?
Well, yeah. Let me know where you go.
All right, cool. Sounds good. We'll
touch base. Peace. Thanks, Steak. Make sure you follow Steak on Twitter at SteakFriend with 2 A's. I think we are ready to shut it down. I think we're going to be on tomorrow with Prop Talk, and I think that Ramble is going to join us. So we'll see you at 9 a.m. This is a 7-day stream week. You gotta love it. What dog wins today? I don't know. I hope Tennessee. I wouldn't mind SMU. And fuck Clemson. That's how I feel. I kind of like the Texans. I gotta tell you, hey, now that Steak's not here, it's the Texans. Fuck Steak. Let me turn my gain all the way up. Hold on. Is this AMR? Can you guys hear that? This is Don't Listen to Steak ASMR. Fuck Steak. Fuck the Chiefs. Fuck Kansas City. Fuck Kansas City. It's the Texans, even though the Texans still kind of stinky. But that defense, Will Anderson. I almost said Will Howard. Will Anderson, Defensive Player of the Year. Maybe he still has a chance. He makes his case today. 3 sacks and a turnover. Maybe even a touchdown. Anytime touchdown. Can anybody get me a line on that? Fuck Steak. Don't tell him I said that, though. Okay, don't tell Steak I said that. Fuck Steak. Fuck the Chiefs. It's the Texans. And go Ravens. Okay? All right, guys. Have a great day. Good luck on all your bets. Thanks for hanging out. This was fun. We will chat with you guys tomorrow, 9 a.m. Prop Talk.